Welcome back to Good Morning Wilmington. Our first guests this morning are the current title holders for the state of Delaware. We have Grace Lange, current Miss Delaware USA, and Ava MacMurray, the current Miss Delaware Teen USA. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
I'm so excited.
I know you are. You're bubbling.
I've just been so full of joy this morning to have the both of you here on set of Good Morning Wilmington. And I know it's been a few months since you were crowned.
Yes.
So why don't you let our viewers know when you were crowned? We'll start with you, Grace.
So the pageant was held the first weekend of April. It was an all-day affair. We had prelims in the morning and then finals at night. And then I think Ava and I were there until like 11:30 after we won, taking pictures. It was a great icebreaker for getting to meet each other. It's like, you're tired, I'm tired. But we've been so close throughout the past 4 months. We've gotten to do so many amazing things, and we're just glad to finally be here on set with you guys.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah, so we got crowned on April 1st, I believe.
Yes,
Around
April 1st to the 3rd. It was that first weekend.
Yes, so it was a whole weekend adventure, and then the teens went first for me, and then Grace and the Miss, and
and now we're here.
So and welcome. I'm glad you ladies are here. What was it like when you heard your name, be announced?
Do you want to go first, Miss
Delaware? Okay. So this is my first pageant ever. So it was so surreal when I heard my name. I felt all the emotions, and it was just really an amazing moment. I'll always remember it.
So I was Ava 5 years ago in 2017, and I was also my first pageant back then. And when I won, I was kind of like, whoa, what do I do now? Kind of like that initial shock. I mean, Vincenza could tell you I couldn't walk in heels for anything. Like, she tells me every time, she's like, you've come so far. And I'm like, well, I couldn't really go backwards with how I was. But now, second time around as a Miss, when you went through the whole teen experience, going to Miss Teen USA and kind of understanding the value and the importance and the opportunities it's going to bring, it was much more of less shock and more gratitude for me. And ever since, it's just kind of that same feeling of riding the wave of like, this was the perfect timing, this was meant for me, and I'm so thankful for it.
Nice.
Yes, and I always talk about, it's all about timing, and in God's timing,
Right.
You try something new. And different. The both of you tried something new and different, and here we are. And stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's the beautiful thing about pageantry is that you never know what will happen. You never know the outcome, but you learn so much about yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
So now let's fast forward a little bit and let's talk about what's coming up. So I know obviously all of this, but Ivan doesn't and our viewers don't. So we need to talk about the pageant world a little bit and then nationals. So.
Yeah, I'm new to the pageant world, right? Because Vincenza and I are like just hanging around Vincenza. Here it comes, right? So, and now my daughter sees it, Maddie sees it, and then some other little girls, they see it, and they're like, well, what is pageant life? Like, you're brand new to the pageant life.
Yeah.
What were you doing before? Like, and how did you get involved?
So before, I was just a normal high schooler. I played volleyball. So that was really my thing that I did. I traveled a lot with volleyball. So it's kind of the same as now. I'm traveling a lot for pageantry, visiting coaches, doing walking lessons, and it's been different, but it's been a good adjustment. And
so there's walking lessons?
Oh yes.
Yeah, there's
So
something for everything.
After the show.
I want to know. Okay, so there's walking lessons. What other lessons are there?
Makeup, there's hair, there's planning outfits, interview.
Interview training, which is big.
Wow.
Yes, that's a big element. So why don't you share with everyone the 3 phases of competition? I'll let you take over with this.
So when we go to nationals, we're going to have interview before prelims and before finals. So interview, you're with the panel, and you give them a judge's form, but it's really like what the judges want to ask you. So I can have a judge ask me, tell me about your law school experience, tell me about your time at Villanova, talk to me about your favorite charity. But at the same time, they're also asking you questions that a national title holder is going to have to speak on eventually one day. What is your take on world peace or war or what's going on in America right now? And so you're preparing for both aspects of that because it's really, you don't know which one you're going to get. And that's a third of your competition. So if you do not do well in interview, and I think a lot of people have this misconception about pageants, is that it's just you have to look good on stage. And that's not the thing. Like, if you don't do well in interview, if they don't meet you and think you're relatable and think you're intelligent and think you're someone that little girls will look up to, you're not going to win. And then so someone has to have that first, and then it's a matter of, your fitness. Are you in good health mentally and physically? And then gown, do you hold yourself with confidence and grace on stage? Is that something that a little girl is going to emulate and think you're a princess? And those are the three main things that matter when it comes to, picking a title holder and picking it, especially a national title holder.
Right.
So walk me through this. It's the first step is Miss Teen. Is that the first step?
So Miss Delaware Teen USA. So there's two divisions for the Miss Universe organization, which is the big organization. And they have two divisions in the state of Delaware, Miss Delaware USA and Miss Delaware Teen USA.
Roger that.
Right, and there's 3 phases of competition for both.
Okay.
For the teen, they have fitness wear, evening gown, and private interview. And for the Miss division, they have private interview, swimsuit, and evening gown. Okay. And they're all scored equally.
Wow. And then now, right after Miss Delaware USA, what's next?
Go for it.
Nationals. So Ava is heading to Miss Teen USA October 1st, and then I'm heading to Miss USA October 3rd. They're being held in the same facility, resort, just on different nights. So we're heading to Reno, Nevada at the end of September, rehearsing for the whole week, and then you can watch Miss USA on FYI on TV or on Hulu.
Oh, wow.
And then Ava will be streamed through the Miss Teen USA network on the Saturday night. Yes.
So,
okay. Good luck, ladies. All right.
They've been getting ready. They've been training, walking practice, interview practice, gathering their wardrobe. I only know this because I'm the director of the organization. But I can say for the both of you, you've been working so tremendously hard, and it's nonstop up to this point. They just keep going until they get to nationals. But what has been the most exciting part of your journey so far? Would you like to start first, Ava?
Yeah, I'll start. So I think one of the most exciting parts has been meeting new people. Meeting all of our sponsors has been a great experience. Just meeting these people that are willing to donate their resources and time to help us has been truly amazing, and I'm really grateful for all of them.
Excellent. And Grace, for you?
I want to echo that sentiment, the same thing, but mostly more opportunity-wise. I mean, I'm interviewing right now for law firms. I go to University of Pennsylvania Law School, and no matter what's on my resume, whether it's my basketball experience, my teaching experience, my coaching experience, the first thing that an interviewer will look at my resume and say is, what is like being Miss Delaware? Like that is something that is so unique and just eye-catching that it's always a conversation starter. And it's obviously something I really love to talk about because I was not a pageant girl at first. I was like Ava when I was 17, just running around playing basketball, a complete jock, could not walk in heels. And I've seen how many opportunities pageantry has brought me, but also how well-rounded it has made me as a person. And I think showing that at the state level and then hopefully at the national level is something that I find so exciting, is that, touching lives and helping people understand something that they may not have exposure to.
Right. And I don't know if we touched on this about Grace. Grace, you're currently at Penn Law.
University of Pennsylvania Law School, yes.
That's right. Yeah. So you're going into your second year?
Second year, yep.
Second year. How has that experience been?
Well, this week I've already had 10 interviews for law firms. So it's
While juggling, preparing for Miss USA.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see there's a class in there about time management.
Yeah, so if like Scat in Delaware is watching this, hey guys, see you next week. You guys have definitely been the most fun interview by far. But I'm really lucky. I have great family and friends to help me with everything, and
nice.
I have this crazy dog who's crying over there in the corner for me.
We're gonna bring him on before we go because we gotta show the pets.
Right.
And so I'm just really lucky to have people that are around there support me because it takes a village regardless of what you're doing, but it especially takes a village when you're preparing for something on a national level, especially on TV.
Yeah.
It's so true. Teamwork makes the dream work. We say it all the time on set here at Good Morning Wilmington because it does take a village. Yeah. And the same thing for the both of you, which I've experienced myself, but even beyond pageantry, right? We talk about beyond the crown. It still takes a village in your support system to help you continue to thrive in your career goals and ambition and as you continue on to school. So now, Ava, I don't know if we touched on this. Where are you going to school?
So I'm going to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville.
Right,
nice.
and you'll be leaving shortly.
Freshman. Yes, so I leave August 13th.
Major? What's your major?
Business analytics.
Okay.
And supply chain management.
Nice.
Wow, see,
so excited.
Nonstop. So the big question, okay, your legacy. What legacy do you want to leave in the pageant?
Well, I think the two of us might be like the tallest title holders ever together.
Together.
You want us to stand up because I think that's the legacy we're gonna leave.
That's what the interview at the Chase. I was like, so did you ball? She's like, yeah, Villanova. I was like, okay, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Right. Yes. No, they definitely have represented the titles so well.
Mm-hmm.
But something I always like to mention, it doesn't matter the height. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It just it was ironic that they both were 5'11" title holders
Mm-hmm.
together winning this year, but it didn't matter because that's not something that they do look at. But it just so happens that you both happen to be probably one of the tallest pair, Miss Delaware USA, Miss Delaware Teen USA, that we've had in history. But going back to what Ivan said earlier about your legacy you want to leave, a mark you want to leave, obviously beyond pageantry. I know it might be a little bit fresh, might be a little bit new because you haven't had the chance to compete at nationals. But if you were to say this very day, what legacy or mark you would like to leave, what would that be?
So I would just like to leave like a breath of fresh air and newness to pageantry. Being a first timer, I think it's really important to remember who you are, and I just think it's important to always stay yourself and be your true self.
Yes.
Nice.
Grace.
So while she says newness, I want to say well-roundedness. I think right now with all the pressure on, especially young women and young girls out there with social media, with magazines, I think everyone just tries to pigeonhole themselves into like a niche to figure out the Instagram algorithm. And something I want to reflect on is that you can do things that are so co-opposite and make yourself undefinable. I tell everyone sometimes I'm in stilettos and sometimes I'm in sneakers. Sometimes I'm yelling at my sister on a basketball court, and sometimes I'm talking to young girls about what being a title holder is. You can have all these different parts of your identity, and bringing them all together is what makes you you, rather than picking something on the outside that defines you as you, because you define yourself.
Right.
Yes. See, what did I tell you?
You told me.
What did I tell you?
What skills have you developed being in the pageant? You're brand new. You're 4 or 5 years in. What can you say that you learned that helped you out like now?
Yeah, so I'll go first because she's still 4 months and I'm still trying to teach her something. She texts me, she's like, what are you wearing? I'm like, so something I've definitely learned is the proper way to like put on your makeup, which is like, isn't important, but in a way it is. Like for interviews, like you always want to be put together and be on. But I think most importantly, I've learned is confidence. I was in high school when I was Ava's age. I was a really accomplished person, not to like toot my own horn, but I was captain of my basketball team. I was going to Villanova. I was class president. I was planning prom. I was planning everything. And in a way, it almost felt like because of social media and because of that like don't brag type of way, that I didn't really feel like I should share my experience and validate, my strengths. Being in a pageant, and this is something I say to everyone, they're like, oh, but like pageants are so surface level. And it's like, no, being in a pageant was like the one time I had to look at myself in the mirror and reflect on everything I've done and be like, wow, like I have accomplished all these things and I'm allowed and I should talk to these people about it and have them be proud of me. And I think having the space and room to do that has really like kind of like made my own like brain click of like, you can do this, you're a confident person. And I don't think that if I did do a pageant and did have that opportunity to really like look at people and be like, I have done X, Y, and Z, and that is why I should be able to do this, this, and this. I don't know if that ever would have happened for me. And I think looking back on that, it was kind of like a pivotal moment of not only my life, but like my own confidence and my own view of myself. And I think a lot of girls need and find that, whether it be through a sport, because I once found that through basketball and, then it changed to pageants. But I think every young woman needs someone or something to really find that inner value and that inner confidence. And pageants was mine, and hopefully it's going to click for Ava in a little bit too. But I look back on it now and I'm like, wow, it's an all-defining experience, and it's something that I've learned, but I'm going to remember and teach others.
Nice.
Right.
Ah.
Yes, I know.
I'm about to go hop in a pageant.
Well, maybe you should attend the pageant next year, right? Should
Yes.
You can't.
No, I'm just messing.
But you should definitely
I
attend.
will.
I think you should have DETV there.
Yeah, I would love.
Or
I would
you
love
just
to.
attend, because we would love to
I would
have you.
love to.
It's really a beautiful experience,
Yeah.
just watching all these young ladies come together and just showcase their personality, their confidence, and just it's really a beautiful production.
No,
It really
I'm
is
there.
to see
I'm
and
all for
bring
it.
Maddie.
I'll bring
Maddie.
Maddie.
I
She
think that's a
definitely
great
needs to see it.
idea.
Where can people follow you?
So
I'm Miss Delaware Teen USA on Instagram.
I'm Miss DE USA. So Miss DE USA, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. We're both there. Everything is there. It's mostly just the same things on different contents because, you know, sometimes parents don't have use TikTok, but they use Facebook. So,
Understood.
Yes,
I got it.
You know well about social
Yes,
media.
yes.
Excellent.
Well, ladies, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
coming and
having
sharing your
us.
story with us. What's up, everyone? It's your main man, Big Ava, the talk of the town, Mr. DETVCH.com, and I'm here with my wonderful and amazing co-host,
Vincenza.
We just stopped by to tell you to be sure, if you want any information on what's going on in Wilmington and to meet some dynamic people doing some amazing and great things, be sure to watch us live on Good Morning Wilmington on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m.
Oh, Ivan, 10 a.m.
Which he said, 10 a.m.
Listen to me. That's why he has me here. But yes, tune in live, 10 a.m. Monday and Wednesday on Good Morning Wilmington.
DETVCH.com.